Okay, so today I have something special to show you guys. I just bought a $5,000 3D printer and I'm gonna be walking you through everything about it, as well as a test print that I just was able to print out the other day. Now I've had this printer for about 3 weeks and I've run into some issues with it, but I have to say it is an amazing printer and I cannot wait to show you guys what it can do. Now this printer is great. It's gonna be able to supplement my Etsy store and my YouTube page very well because it brings a whole new level of design and creativity that I couldn't do on my previous printer. As soon as I got this and as soon as I knew I was gonna buy it, I started looking up videos on it. I didn't really see a full tutorial on how to work it and its walkthrough guide, so I figured I would be the one to go ahead and put that out there. This exact model is a step up from the previous N2 models, it's just the N2 Plus, and it is a little bit older. It's not a 2022, it's not a 2021, it's a 2018, I believe. Now enough of me talking in front of the camera, let's get into things. And here it is. This is the Raise3D N2 Plus model. And let me tell you, this thing is big. With a build width of 12 inches and a build length of 12 inches, there is no shortage of space. And we haven't even begun talking about how tall it is. This is me standing next to it, and I am 6'8", keep in mind. This printer is so large that it allows you to print up 24 inches. So that amounts to a total 12 by 12 by 24 inch build volume. Looking and feeling this 3D printer, you could just tell it's a very well-made machine. Everything from the LED lit build plate to the computer that's Wi-Fi connected within the 3D printer shows why this product costs as much as it does. Raise3D cut no corners when making this machine. This is one of the few machines that I've ever been able to start a print and not worry about it not sticking to the build plate. Because of the auto leveling and self-calibrating capabilities of the 3D printer, every print that I've done to this point has turned out exactly how I wanted it to. Now I can't say this for many other machines, and I've run into so many problems stressing about if something is going to turn out exactly how I want it to. This machine so far has been 100% perfect in the 20-some prints I've done to this point. Another thing I love about this machine is that it's on wheels. Now it's huge, it's extremely heavy, and it requires 2 people to lift it, and I learned that the hard way trying to take it up in my apartment. However, I realized how important the wheels are as soon as we got on level ground. Now these wheels are nice because they can be locked in if you don't want your 3D printer to move around. As we move around to the back of the machine, this is where your power comes in. Also back here you have the Ethernet port, which I'll show you why is important in a second. Looking onto the side near the screen, we see we have 4 USB ports. For my model, the touch screen is actually broken. I don't think this is a common issue. This is just something that happened with mine before I even bought it, because I bought it 4 years used. But anyway, now I have to use a wireless mouse, which really isn't a problem at all. I just thought I would point that out. So looking onto this screen, this is kind of the start screen where you have your general information about your temperatures for your nozzles and your heat bed. And now onto the second page, which is the tune page. Here you can control all different types of things within your printer. Now, I know my camera's a little out of focus here, but as soon as it focuses up, you can tell that this is where you want to control the temperature of your nozzles, the temperature of your heat bed, your feed rate, fan speed, such and such. So this is the utilities page. All I've used this so far was for loading and unloading filament. As you can see here, there's probably a lot more importance to it that I'll find out, but to this point, that's pretty much all I've used it for. Now on to the last page, which is your print page. Now once you're ready to print something, it'll give you a little bit of information on that file that you selected, as well as typically it gives you a rendering of what that will look like. Now unfortunately for this one, I don't know why it's not showing up, but typically it would show up and you can just print it down below. Some of the information they show is just print time, the amount of filament they expect to use, and then the price of that filament they estimate. All of this information is also found within your slicing software Idea Maker, which I'll kind of quickly go through in a second, but it'll just give you that kind of last minute check right before you're ready to go. So just to run through real fast what the software is, it's called Idea Maker. It's completely free and you can get it from Raise3D's website. Now this is what the start page looks like. Typically if you want to import your model, you just press import model. And once you have your model in, like I have here, you can prepare to slice. So the first thing you typically do is select which extruder, for which I'll be using the left extruder. Then I typically go down to the prepare. This is where you can select your layer height, your shells, what your infill percentage is at, if you want to use supports. This is a pretty informative version. Now they also have presets in a different menu, but this is typically what I like to do because I like to mess with my infill and my layer heights. From there you can slice, and as you can see, unfortunately because I'm screen recording, you can't see this little screen that popped up that shows the information on how much money and time it costs. But from here you can either export the file to a USB drive, or you can export to the Raise cloud. Now the nice thing is you can either use that USB drive or you can upload it and connect it via Wi-Fi. So you can be separated from the machine. My Wi-Fi is weird here, so I can't do that, but typically in pretty much any other Wi-Fi, you'd be able to connect it very easily. Also at the top, there's kind of a nice, easy, quick toolbar to use. So this is me from a slightly different angle now. I'm here to talk about the financial side of everything. So the machine originally costed around $5,000. I think he said he got it for $5,200. And by he, I'm referring to the person I bought it from. So I actually bought this off Facebook Marketplace. I bought it for just under $1,000. It was listed on there for $1,000, but I was able to work it down to just about $900. $900 for something that was originally $5,200 and is probably worth somewhere around $2,000–$3,000 now is a pretty good deal to me. And I honestly think going forward that I'll benefit a lot from it, both for my Etsy store and for my YouTube channel. Well, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you staying this long. I hope I gave you a decent walkthrough of how cool that machine is and what it has and what its capabilities are. If you're interested in seeing more videos along the lines of 3D printing and running a store, then please give me a follow. As you can tell, there's going to be a lot more content coming soon. I have this great printer now that I invested in, so I kind of have no choice but to go and do more content with it. But thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you want more content, and I'll see you later.